if I lost all my fancy SEO tools, no Ahrefs or SEMrush, and I had $0 to start an SEO strategy, this video is going to outline what I would do and how I would get started with an SEO strategy for e-commerce. And so let's get stuck right in the $0 SEO strategy that I'd use if I had to start again today. So I've broken this down into 3 parts, right? The first part I'm talking about is using Google as a keyword tool. So I want to show you a live example as to how you can do that. So SEO is all about search engine optimization. Google is obviously the search engine that we use, and so we want to optimize and show up higher in the search engine. And so use it as a tool. It's got so much information right there for you that you don't need to pay for. It's all completely free, and you can use this to get started. So this video is all about how you can get started if you're starting out a new brand or you're just starting an SEO strategy. You maybe don't want to pay anyone to do it for you yet. And this can kind of help you build the foundations of what an SEO strategy can be for your store. And so the first thing I wanted to talk about was autocomplete and people also ask. So Google is going to predict what you are going to search for based on what other people search for. So if we take, let's do a video on jewelry. So let's do jewelry. If I do necklace, you can see here that before I've continued typing, it's given me some options based on what other people search for. So necklace for women, necklace chain, necklace for men, necklace with initial, necklace gold, necklace stand, and so forth. So these are ideas for what people are searching for in Google. So if we go necklace for, now this gives us even more. Necklace for women, necklace for men, for mum, for ashes, rings, so forth. And so you can kind of use this to give you some ideas as to what people are searching for based on your products. So if we try something else, if we do, let's go joggers. Joggers for women, joggers for men, pants, camo, shoes. Now, it's a little rudimentary because, say for this, you might, instead of joggers, you might want to do something beforehand. So if you do a space beforehand, you get something like this: men's joggers, black joggers, straight leg joggers, gray joggers. So this gives you some ideas as to what people are searching for. And so straight away, that's the first thing I would do. You get some ideas based on what people are actually searching for in Google. And from there, you can kind of get an understanding as to maybe what keywords you should target. Because when you're starting out, if you're just targeting something like joggers, this is obviously a bit more of a broader and more difficult keyword to rank for. There's obviously a lot of competition here. We've got Lululemon, Under Armour, Gymshark. Like if you're a brand new store, you're not going to compete with these just based on content. And so you need to go a little bit deeper. And so that's where having that predictive text and maybe doing something like, let's do, what was it? Black joggers. Like obviously still some big brands here, but you start to get a bit deeper with your keywords and you can kind of find some little snippets there that you can use. So that's kind of autocomplete. The second thing is, which is great for blogs, is the people also ask section. Now this is similar to what we were just doing. Once we search for necklace, if we find, sometimes the keywords don't have it, sometimes they do, we can go here, people also search for. Now this is not necessarily what I was talking about, but this is kind of similar to what I was just saying there about the predictive text. So here we go, we've gone a different direction. We've gone joggers for men, I've searched for, and then we got here the people also ask section. Now what this shows is most common questions that people are asking in Google based on this keyword. So for joggers for men, we've got here, should men over 40 wear joggers? Who sells the best men's joggers? What is the difference between a jogger and a sweatpant? These are all great keywords that you can target for blog posts. And to get more of them, all you have to do is just expand it, close it, and you'll see more show up. So if I just do this a few times, we can see there's now a bunch of different questions that people are asking based on joggers for men. So why do guys wear joggers? Should joggers be tight or baggy? Which brands has the best joggers? Do you wear socks with joggers? These, again, are all great keywords for blog posts, and they're all tied in to joggers for men. So you can use that to kind of give your content structure a bit more depth. And then finally, what you want to do is actually check what pages are ranking and then analyze the content and the structure. Like these are the pages that Google is showing up first. And so Google is basically giving you the outline as to what you need to do, right? So if I search joggers for men, let's have a look at the top listing here, which is Under Armour. So then have a look at it, right? They've got a heading here, men's joggers. You can also get the detailed Chrome extension, which is free as well. And that gives you a bit more structure as to what shows up in terms of the headings and everything else that they've done. So that's great. But they've got their product grid. And then they don't have too much content, but they've got a little bit here. Rest day sweats, give your legs a rest, so forth. All right, so that's the first one. Let's have a look at what was ranked number 2, which was Connor. And so again, we can see they've got men's joggers as the heading, same as the other one. They've got their product grid. And then we have a look down. Then they've got some more content down the bottom here based on men's and denim joggers, which is interesting. And so already we're seeing a bit of a pattern here. We've got pretty similar structure. They've got the heading, they've got the product grid, and then maybe a little bit of content at the bottom. So let's have a look at one more, which is Gymshark. Now Gymshark do really great at SEO. I don't think my face will show on this one, unfortunately, but again, we can see here, they've got the heading, they've got a little bit of text, they've got some internal linking, which is great as well. Followed by their product grid, and I would imagine, they've got more content down the bottom. So they're just, all of these pages are just following the basic principles for SEO that give you, as I said, the blueprint for what needs to be done for this type of content. So now that we've done that, what you should do, use Google, identify 5 to 10 main keywords that you want to target based on the products that you sell. And then finally, you can verify them in Google Keyword Planner. So that's free. You can just chuck them in there. It gives you some numbers as to how many people are searching for it, and also maybe what the cost per click is and stuff, which gives you an idea of the difficulty of it. And so once you've done that, then we can move on to step 2. So step 2, now that you've got the keywords, you kind of understand what content you are writing and what you need to write, then we can manually plan your site structure. So it's always good to do this before you start any SEO campaign, because a lot of people will just put products up, put the collections up and everything like that, and then they don't have any structure to how things and how their kind of hierarchy of content is on their page. So realistically, we're looking at 4 main pages on an e-commerce site. We've got your home page, we've got collection pages, we've got product pages, and then we've got blog posts. Majority of e-commerce sites are going to have that. Maybe there's a few other article pages or something like that about us and so forth, but they're not really factored into our SEO strategy. We're looking at these main pages here. And so then what you can do is you can actually identify and structure your content based on what you've found. So obviously you've got your home page, then we've got a couple of collections, and then underneath each of those collections, you can put your products within them, and you can identify which blogs are within them. And then that way you can internally link to different products, different blogs, different collections, and so forth. And then as well, you can also identify sub-collections that go underneath that, and so you can internally link to all of those. And so it's just a great way, once you've got some keywords, to kind of put them in a map. Do this on Google Sheets, do this on Figma, do this on Canva, whatever you want to do, or even just write it down on a piece of paper. And then this way you are going to have much more structure to how you write your content, how you can internally link that content, and then how that's going to help your SEO strategy moving forward. And so doing this helps your navigation, it makes internal linking easier, and it helps plan what pages to build before you write the content and upload the products. So if you've already got products up and you've got content written, this is kind of like a reset. But if you're not even started your store yet, this is a great way to kind of get things really clean from the get-go. And this is what all this is about. This is about getting your site structure and your SEO strategy really clean and really good base. So then when you actually have the money to invest in it, you've got some good foundation to kind of build off rather than having to restructure everything from the get-go. And then number 3 is write pages that deserve to rank. So this is all about writing content here, because as I said, this is a $0 SEO strategy, right? And so if you don't have any money, what you can do is you can write content. All it takes is your time. Maybe you know someone that can do it and help you out, but you want to write pages that deserve to rank. So use the keywords that you found, look at what other competitors are writing, so you have that structure, and then take what you've learned from analyzing those top search results and then apply basic SEO principles. So I want to show you that now. So these are 2 little guides that I've made up, which basically just show what you need to do with a collection page and a product page at the most basic level. And what this means is I'm looking at these collection pages and product pages, and I've identified a keyword for each of these pages. And then what I want to do is make sure that I put that keyword in certain spots, but then I also structure the content around that keyword. So if you have a look at a product page here, obviously we want to optimize meta title and description, so we can use your target keyword within there as well. You want your target keyword in the URL slug, so make sure your URLs are really clean as well and just nice and structured. Gymshark do this really well, so if you want to check out their site, just look at the URLs. That's a really good example. H1 within the target keyword, the image alt text on your the target keyword in your image alt text. Also, within the first sentence of your page, this is just a good indication to Google that this page is about said keyword, because Google doesn't necessarily read every single thing on your page. It starts from the top down, and then it can get some information and can leave. So you want to give some good signals early, which is why having all these things at the top are really crucial. And then having some keyword variations throughout the page, and finally upselling or cross-selling to similar products that they might be interested in. And now, when it comes to collection pages, it's pretty much the same thing. We want optimized meta titles, URL slug to be clean, H1 to have the target keyword, have it in the first sentence. We want to apply schema. And then this is the part that a lot of people forget, is actually putting content on these collection pages. A lot of people will have a product grid, they'll have maybe a heading, maybe they won't even have that at all, and they'll just leave it at that. That's their collection. But what you need to do is you need to put content on this page so Google can understand what this page is about. Again, look at Gymshark, they do this really well. At the bottom of their collections, they've got all this content and they internally link to other collections as a result. And so, as I said, we've got keyword variations throughout that content, and then you can internally link to other collections, which all really helps your SEO structure. And then finally, if you have FAQs as well, that's going to help. So use that people also ask section, and maybe instead of writing a blog post, you can just put that within an FAQ section of your collection pages, and that's going to help Google understand it, but also help your users find these pages and understand what the products are, so then they buy with you because they found you first. So I've got this document which kind of outlines everything that I've talked about here a little bit more in depth. It's a Shopify SEO checklist with how to make money with your content. And so this is great. As I said, if you don't have money to invest in SEO, you can't invest in someone to do it for you or pay for backlinks and things like that. The thing that you can do is optimize your content. And this document here, it's 35 pages long. It shows you everything I've just kind of talked about much more in depth, and it gives you kind of the tools that you need, all free, and how to do it step by step, basically. So if you want that, check the link in the description and you get access to that for free. And hopefully you found this interesting. Hopefully I helped you with a $0 SEO strategy that you can use yourself. If you have any questions, leave a comment. And if not, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.